Hey, so I thought of a cool idea to reflect on maybe 10 things that I learned throughout the past year. And it's been a fairly interesting year for me, so I'm just gonna get right into it. Alcohol actually makes you gain weight. It's not because of sugar in coolers or anything like that, it's the alcohol. And I didn't know that. I thought I could escape the dreaded weight gain by only drinking like strong alcohol, which might have made it even worse, so yay me. Short hair is only fun for a week. I go through this thing where if something changed in my life, I always have to change my appearance dramatically to go along with it. So it'd always be something like dyeing my hair, getting a piercing, or like anything to change the way I look. So I would do that a lot. And then if something really dramatic happened, I would just totally cut my hair off. And that has happened to me twice so far. I hope it doesn't happen again. But after a week, it's pretty bad. The best things happen unplanned. When I lived in Halifax, I had like a pretty crappy time for a while because I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I didn't know what I was doing at all. So there was one day where my whole class was supposed to go on a tour somewhere, and I didn't want to get out of bed. It took a lot of effort for me to even get ready to go. But then I reluctantly got ready, caught the bus, got on the bus, went there. But then I ended up hanging out with my friend for the rest of the day because it was only a short tour. And then we went walking around the city having fun, and we went to see a movie. And it was just it ended up being my favorite day in Halifax because I just had so much fun. Nothing was planned. I didn't have anywhere to go. We just did whatever. And that's something that I could take away from that, is that even when you really don't want to get out of bed, get out of bed. Because you never know. When you don't have plans restricting you, you can have a good day. Don't go to college unless you're absolutely certain that's what you want to do. I went to college for makeup artistry, and I have absolutely no interest in it anymore. I don't like the act of putting makeup on other people. I never really did, but I thought that going to college would get me more interested in it because I would be around it all the time. No, it didn't. I quickly realized that that was a huge waste of money, and I'll be paying for that for the rest of my life, so go me. In a quiet house, you can hear everything. I'll just take you back to a time when I was in college. I was renting one bedroom in a 4-story house with 6 other girls, and the top layer of the house was the landlord's house. So she lived above us. And there was one night I was on the phone with somebody, and I was talking at a normal volume as for what I thought at the time. People that lived below me, after a while, knee-deep in the conversation, I realized I heard a knock at the door, and then followed by, "You realize I can hear you downstairs?" And she asked me to be quiet on the phone. And then I immediately I didn't even say a word. I was just, somebody just knocked at the door. I was so sketched out. I didn't know what she heard of the conversation. I didn't want her to hear anything. But ever since then, I didn't have too many phone calls after that. Do what you can't, or at least what you think you can. I had a job opportunity, and the thought of doing it terrified me so much that every time I even went in the place, I would just get this really sad feeling overcome me, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't imagine myself in this position. I can't imagine greeting people. That's what the job was. I couldn't imagine myself greeting people. The day came that I actually had the first day of it, and within an hour, my attitude went from, I can't believe I'm doing this, to, I can't believe I did that. I've done so many things since then that I was so afraid to do because I remembered, that situation. Trust has become a bigger thing for me in the past year than it has in my whole life. I never considered myself a person with trust issues, and I felt bad for people that had trust issues because I just couldn't relate to it. I had a fight with a friend, and then the same night I opened up to this person about a lot of things, and it just got shoved back in my face, and I felt like crap afterwards because I trusted this person with so much information that I shouldn't have said. So it just made me think more about what I share with other people. like lending out money too. I lent out another friend a lump sum of money, and I still haven't heard from them since. So yeah, it's rarely you actually really know someone enough to trust that they won't screw you over. I went through some situations which would be similar to a midlife crisis in the summer, and I got really over dramatic, and every single thing was the end of the world, and if I didn't like something about myself, then I didn't like anything about myself. And it was just super dramatic, super depressing, unnecessary, and if somebody would have told me this little trick that I have now, if somebody would have said, something's really stressing you out, you're really freaked out, and you're going to be really sad or upset for a while, listen to some rap music and then think about it. Because it's really just going to chill you out and make you realize that it's not that big of a deal and you're fine. This just kind of goes into one of the first things I said, which is just trying new things is actually cool. I was a huge picky eater for the longest time. I still kind of do consider myself a picky eater, but I have been trying a lot of new food and stuff like that over the past year that I never would have even touched. For me, I learned, and I always learn by doing. You can tell me one thing and you think it'll get in my head, but unless I do it, it's most of the time I'm not gonna get it. Yeah, the last thing is just appreciate every moment. I had a crappy time in college, like I said, like where I was really upset and didn't know what I was gonna do with my life, but at the time, looking back on it, that was like the best 7 months of my life. I just wish I would have appreciated it more. So now I even appreciate like little moments now. Like I'll smile a little bit harder, laugh a little louder. Yeah. But yeah, that's 10 things I learned in the past year. Cool if you enjoyed, sucks if you didn't, but thank you for watching, and I might make more. I don't know. Let me know if that's something you'd actually watch.